In the linked world of today, it's simple to overshare and reveal ourselves to others, both directly and via the ubiquitous world of social media, while being transparent and vulnerable can be useful in creating significant establishing connections and encouraging empathy. The Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, recalls us of the significance of protecting specific facets of our existence in this movie, which I'll be taking care of some personal issues and circumstances that should be avoided. Personal items that are not useful. The function of shared privacy importance in both of your lives, both tactically and for fostering internal tranquility for those who heed our Stoic words. Or intellectual revelations, you can be sure, this movie will assist you in assuming. In the modern world, Stoicism combines its origins in Rome, and Greece in antiquity provides timeless guidance on how to walk the narrow path between susceptibility and discretion, which we shall examine in this essay. 7 pieces of advice from Stoicism not to reveal to other people, shining light about the philosophy's continuing applicability in the modern world. Before we start off, politely make sure the channel is subscribed to you. Then turn on the alert bell so you never miss any stuff that empowers. And as usual, the finest rendition of First, the struggles you. First, others don't need to understand the struggles you've had in the past. Battled in the past, there's no need to others to understand along life's journey. There are conflicts we face and fight, endure, and obstacles we conquer that might stay hidden in the depths. These internal conflicts, the fights, the past battles you have engaged in, don't have to be completely understood by other people. There's no need to explain you to those who have traveled through their own difficult journeys. Seeking to explain the complete scope of your problems could unintentionally surface arrogant, as though looking for approval for your discovers the core of one's character is greatly influenced by the difficulties and hardships they face worn down. But it's not necessary upon you to normalize these experiences information or draw strength from your struggles. As an explanation or a story of those difficult times has been the crucible that your life passed through, forged, enhancing the qualities of your character, maturity, discernment, and unwavering endurance, while your history has shaped you. You don't need anybody else to vividly picture the suffering you've endured. What was necessary for them to acknowledge is your development and change in the end, Ely. It's admirable that someone would not overindulging in nostalgia for the past, and rather give the moment your whole attention. Now, it's via deeds rather than words. That person genuinely exhibits their attributes, and experiences don't belong on resumes. Concerning one's prior experiences, but instead concerning demonstrating their abilities in behavior, demonstrating their inner fortitude and perseverance in doing this, that they transcend a simple triumph story and turn into a living example of the eternal strength of the human spirit. Consider David, a man who has had to encounter several obstacles in his life. He has suffered the loss of a close relative, joblessness, and other challenges in parenting his children on their own. These difficulties have resulted in substantial alterations in his life, and observed David's development rather than sharing the struggles he has faced with others. David made the decision to live in the now in a constructive way. He discovered how to seize each chance and establish a supportive surroundings for his kids. David skipped over retelling his own challenges rather than kindness, forbearance, and strength, by serving others in his neighborhood as everyone in David's community, as a result seen a favorable change in his life and his beneficial influence on them. Instead of going into great detail regarding previous challenges, David demonstrated his acts, indicating that he had fought and become a powerful and important participant in society. Nurse 2. The particulars of your number 2. It's best to keep the details of your objectives private. Objectives are best left. Often, it's savvier to keep things private. The intricate details of your goals. Although the majority of people could be knowing the approximate direction in which you're headed in, consider the effects of supplying exact information that exposes every stage of your trip is comparable to giving everyone unlimited access to your personal phone. By doing this, you effectively give over command of the "if things doesn't work out as planned." You might discover wondering whether you did it on your own error or if someone deceived you believe the attack's source should one OCC turns mysterious, because there are countless possible causes of harm that it is no longer able to be discerned who could be accountable. Regardless of how well-intentioned an acquaintance asking you about your objectives or someone acting unjustly protecting the vital information about your goal setting is crucial. Significance in reality, highlighting the overall direction that your direction is generally enough for you need not feel compelled to reveal the specifics about your trip to anyone, since nobody else is really able to behave as your confidant would, can be what your path is for you. Exclusively yours, and you owe no one a thorough justification of your objectives. It's more than sufficient for you to hold deep understanding of your personal journey. Assume the role of a sculptor, constructing a special and priceless artifact of art, as everyone in your vicinity is aware. While making a sculpture, you haven't disclosed any information regarding it. You merely state that the artwork will be an incredible piece of art, and that it will be unique the day you choose to reveal additional information about your sculpture to a beloved companion, since you've described every detail, so trust them, regarding its size, shape, and importance. But eventually you acknowledge that comprehensive details regarding other people have seen your sculpture. Understand everything there is to know about your sculpture, and some are attempting to imitate it, or even trick to take advantage of your work, in this case disclosing information about you've lost because of your sculpture. Authority and putting the sculpture at danger of duplicated or pilfered if you just allow. People are aware that you are developing a unique sculpture that is kept secret specific data that you can safeguard your creations while preserving their mystery and distinct. Thirdly, prioritize your happiness. Number 3. Your contentment, despite the fact that you feel happy and light-hearted less often. Thinking that happiness and a feeling of lightness is, these once scarce feelings have now become extremely desired, and when you actually shine, happiness can have a significant influence. People may respond in different ways, to some with appreciation, and others with some people's doubts about your sincere smile could provide some wonder, whilst people might doubt your genuineness, finding it difficult to accept that somebody can genuinely find inner tranquility in such a climate that warrants pride. Show off your joy when someone asks how you are doing. There's no need to pretend that you're not happy. Rather than just saying that when you're doing well, you can express that you are in fact succeeding. This is a slight change, but it communicates a feeling of confidence in oneself and optimism, as opposed to focusing on how everything in your life is changing. Generally speaking, it's acceptable to state that everything is good in a world frequently obscured by despair, and happiness emanating from discontent can occasionally be viewed as a dangerous endeavor. Those who are resentful and unhappy may try to disturb the peace of those who, though embra, have discovered inner peace. Accepting and expressing your joy is a brave deed that can motivate others to look for their own joy, and lightness in an otherwise negative society frequently triumphs over your true happiness can serve as a reminder and a beacon of hope. That finding inner serenity is possible even in difficult times, so don't be afraid to allow yourself to be joyful and a source of motivation for people in your vicinity. Consider John to be a Christian. Living in a difficult and nervous, John has discovered that faith in God can be a wellspring of inspiration and hope in his life. He consistently seems content and cheerful in his day-to-day existence, and John's A smile is always contagious during challenging moments. When you ask about John, will never say that about his situation. Everything is flawless, but he will declare that everything is all right. Using a smiling does not mean to conceal the truth, but to convey his appreciation for his faith and his capacity to triumph over everything challenges. But not everyone in John's life accepts this somewhat with ease. People could find it difficult and be skeptical. To think that someone is capable of being. Despite difficulties, they might see JN happy, as excessively hopeful and doubt his. Nevertheless, what matters is sincerity. Is the fact that John disregards this uncertainty and keeps spreading his joy and hope that Jonathan is more than just a follower of God, but also one who conveys his faith via contentment and hopefulness. He doesn't make an effort to life ideal, but instead makes an impression others with his appreciation and encouraging spirit, but he must also confront the distrust and discontent with those. This may happen inevitably around him when you decide to lead an optimistic life despite the obstacles in the world. John decides to be loyal and refuse to allow negativity from others, interferes with his spirit. Number 4. The significance of the significance of privacy protection. Safeguarding personal information in the context of cultivating a robust romance partnership. There's an important idea that frequently ignores how important of preserving your partnership's privacy and eschewing pointless talks regarding disputes and personal information on the open platform of the internet usage is a habit that can greatly enhance the tenacity and durability of your relationship when disagreements or problems emerge inside a friendship, the need to let out steam or consult friends and family for guidance. Friendships can be powerful, yet it's vital to take a moment to consider the consequences of this activity. Sharing your sensitive insights about partnerships with others, particularly those online, can unintentionally erode the foundation itself. You're attempting to fortify yourself, and your companion encountering a difficulty in your connection with them is crucial. Problem that the two of you must resolve, and it's creating anxiety and tension rather than take charge of your emotional existence, sitting down and having a direct conversation about this matter. Together, you choose to share anything you experience with a close friend, the necessity for counsel and assistance from an external viewpoint. To address this issue, you discuss with your pal what's going on with your feelings and you'll want to obtain a different viewpoint. But regrettably, things take a surprising turn when you communicate your tale that your friend begins to share their own remarks and viewpoints. They start to ponder why you are here. Partnership. Offer advice on how you ought to address the matter and even articulate gradually growing worries about your partner. The topic of conversation turns to you, views and comments from friends, as well as you believe that the original problem has been neglected rather than concentrating on how to discuss the particular circumstance and strengthen your bond with the talk, evolves into a discussion of outside viewpoints and ideas. Intimacy and efficient communication are the essential elements of an effective and prospering relationship. However, the majority of them productive when fostered within the relationship itself as opposed to external of it. A lot of individuals find themselves battling conflict in the marriage and in their search for a solution. They go to pals, relatives, or even the internet community in the process. They unintentionally convert their personal issues into public rumors, confirming this. It becomes apparent that your health connection depends on your capacity to keep a careful balance between closeness and seclusion, refers to the capacity to handle problems and handle confrontations without disclosing every minute detail of your connection to the external universe in its entirety. The power of your relationship is fostered in the sacred space. Together, you and your partner create. It's a place where candor and transparency. Wherever you can, communication flourishes, deal with disagreements head-on, and where intimacy thrives when one abstains from revealing every facet of your relationship, that you maintain with other people the sacredness of this area, and guarantee that it continues to be a source of support and assistance for you and your spouse. So keep this in mind when you ask for advice. And assistance is equally valuable, crucial to safeguard privacy and intimacy that is essential to your partnership, genuinely unique. Number 5, in terms of your money. Your financial status is number 5. First of all, it's crucial to keep in mind that no one in your social circle works for the IRS or a bank. Employee, therefore sharing is not necessary. Private financial information. Second, additionally disclosing your financial situation, regardless of whether you are being debt-ridden or well-off, might lead to be unwanted repercussions. Should you find yourself in a situation of prosperity, financially revealing this information could result in those with hidden agendas who consider you to be a possible source of financial support. On the other hand, if your finances are tight, and you freely recognize that many people may perceive you as contempt because social norms frequently equate monetary achievement combined with self-worth. It's just the way the world works. It's crucial to use caution. Consequently, the best strategy is to preserve a sense of mystery pertaining to your financial circumstances. Let people conjecture as they please, but you continue to be mysterious about your finances. Status in this way, you'll guarantee that folks near you don't find you excessively worried about your financial situation. Displaying a financial or desperate difficulties can put your chances and lead individuals to withdraw from you, regardless if during a social interview for a job, getting together, or hanging out with pals. Showing signs of desperation can only lead to concerns. Desperation not only interferes with the environment, but also makes you visible, a hardship for others to recall. Desperation will not enable you to fulfill your objectives. In fact, it will probably repel the very assistance that you might require most. Should you ever find yourself thinking about exposing a deficiency in financial management to others, it's usually advisable to keep your privacy and steer clear of such initiatives. In conclusion, acting confidently and with poise is important and has a lot of weight. Affects the way that people view you. Keeping in mind that the globe has enormous worth of appearances, even though you're not unsure or having financial difficulties. Demonstrating assurance is essential for proving to others that you are in charge and ready to manage any circumstance that arrives at your approach. Number 6. Interpersonal connections. Number 6. Confidentiality and personal ties. Additionally, assurance's Stoicism as a school of thought puts a lot of attention on the importance of maintaining loyalty and trust inside individual relationships from a Stoic perspective. Disclosing the personal information and weaknesses that other people may have negative outcomes in the end, resulting in the decline of confidence and the deterioration of the fundamental basis which our Stoic interactions are based on. Strongly support the tenets of honesty and discretion when entrusted with the confidential information and vulnerabilities that other people recognize, that how we've handled such confidences refers to more than just our own. Not only demonstrates our moral honesty and the fundamental principles we maintain from a Stoic standpoint, it is incumbent upon us to exercise caution and deference in situations involving secrecy, acknowledging that the faith that people have in the US is proof to our morality and dedication to the welfare of people surrounding us. By using caution and protecting the trust that others have in us, we not only show off our moral power, but additionally support the growth of strong and long-lasting connections established based on a basis of faith and devotion. This Stoic idea acts as a reminder that the way we handle other people's trust is a representation of our personal traits and moral standing in both parties' eyes, both the wider and ourselves world. Let's say you have a close buddy. Someone opens up to you regarding the challenges and anxieties in their personal lives. They have divulged their deep emotions and secrets with you in complete confidence. What matters is that you pledge to maintain this information, that is committed to confidentiality to support them in any circumstance. But thereafter, you get a call from a different buddy asking you to provide the details. You are aware that when you are with them, you are circumstance that raises moral questions because you've promised to hold on to the first buddy secret in this circumstance. If you follow Stoic guidelines, you would refuse to provide the details to the other buddy defending the faith and assured it of the initial companion. This serves as an illustration of judgment and morality in the face of the standards set by others and preserving the confidence that has been deposited in you by your initial friend number 7, uphold moral principles. And 7th, uphold your personal values and ethics. Stoicism in one's personal ideals acts as a guiding light, highlighting the significance of maintaining our ethics, honesty, and morals, irrespective of the outside factors or cultural norms that could aim to distract us from our actual values in a setting where following rules and pursuing an outside endorsement frequently entice people to give up their firmly held opinions. That Stoicism serves as a timeless philosophy unwaveringly exhorts us to maintain our fidelity to virtue. Regarding moral behavior in the face of the constant social demands, Stoicism begs us to remain steadfast. And unwaveringly refusing to make concessions our guiding principles or beliefs only to adhere to the dominant standards or to satisfy the public viewpoint serves as a reminder of our moral compass ought to continue unwaveringly serving as our steadfast mentor. While we navigate the intricate waters of life's difficulties, additionally temptations, by keeping this stern attitude knowledge, we uphold not just our moral purity, but also provided a motivating model for others, exhibiting the power and moral resilience that can arise from an unwavering commitment to living in line with our most ideal fundamental beliefs and values. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that asks us to develop an internal strength that endures beyond the fleeting variations in the outside environment as well as society constraints. It reminds us that our morals and moral character ought to stay unchanged. Regardless of the public storm's viewpoint or the allure of compliance, in the wise words of the Among the Stoic thinkers, the timeless, a reminder that when seeking knowledge and virtue, which we must cling to our fundamentals, could withstand the constant currents that threatening to sever us from the root of morality via the persistent within the Stoic philosophy. We find the ways to maintain our moral integrity and while leading lives of genuine honesty as well as genuineness. Picture someone with the name of Alex. Being a Christian in a world where intense rivalry and greed have turned into broad behaviors. Over the course of her life, Alex founded on love, respect, and tolerance for additional principles that the Bible teaches and maintained. Yet in the contemporary societal surroundings, the pressure to be successful in all expenses and amass tangible riches frequently challenges Alex. One day, Alex is presented with an opportunity for business that if he takes part, it can result in significant earnings in a brief amount of time frame. Nevertheless, to participate in this chance, he needs to take part in an unscrupulous and opaque transaction, violates his values, and in this circumstance, hurt others. Alex is guided by morality rather than sacrificing his morals and principles for his own immediate benefit. Alex chooses to maintain his dedication to morality and tolerance. He turns down that transaction, opportunity, and keeps up with the ideals and concepts he upholds, despite possible constraints and difficulties upholding his moral integrity. Alex exhibits his fortitude while upholding his values By doing this, he not only protects his moral fiber, but also motivates those surrounding him regarding the significance and ability to live in accordance with greater principles he upholds, while the aforementioned elements comprise the essence of what Stoicism counsels against reveal to others, that there are more aspects of Stoic knowledge that can offer additional direction for negotiating the intricacies of existence and relationships, followed by unfavorable assessments and rumors. Stoicism pushes us to avoid passing judgment on others negatively. Concerning others and gossiping, making decisions and participating in rumors can be harmful to our personal integrity and damage our partnerships, according to the Stoics. When we disparage or slander someone else, we're not only pointing out our own shortcomings in nature, but also making a contribution to a hazardous and unfavorable atmosphere by avoiding unfavorable assessments and rumors. We uphold our moral rectitude and encourage more healthful relationships, with secondly, a fear of passing away, and mortality. Stoicism deals with the anxiety that death and our death, even if it's normal to think about our everlasting mortality. An obsession with dying might result in fear, as well as a Stoic sense of despair teaches us to embrace the certainty of things. Viewing death as a natural aspect of life situation by realizing our own death and without thinking about it all the time, we can live more fully and intently in the now, on the variables within our power and the attributes that we can develop. In the third place, regrets as well as anger is yet another Stoic quality. The significance of not dwelling is wisdom. On regrets and grudges from the past, remaining onto resentments, or dwelling incessantly on past transgressions might depress us. Advocates of emotional and mental stoicism for recognizing our previous acts on our part and taking notes from them while preventing them to define our future or present through exercising mercy and letting go of. We release ourselves from the resentment, that emotional weight from the past, at last individual accomplishments and triumphs. Even if it can seem reluctant, Stoicism counsels us not to extol our own accomplishments. The ideology cherishes modesty and humility, educating us on that real success comes from actually living morally and without looking for outside approval or acknowledgement. By shunning overzealous self-promotion, we continue to humility and a dedication to the moral path. We continue to be modest and concentrate on the quest for excellence in its inherent worth in serenity and tranquility. Stoicism values inner peace highly. Tranquility and satisfaction in a world full of with aspirations and diversions from outside sources. Final verdict. Stoicism serves as a reminder that truly happy is discovered within us by not revealing our inner contentment and serenity to outside factors or pursuing them through our material belongings. We grow more robust and independent as we strive for a life well lived. Life Stoicism provides an all-encompassing structure for leading a wise life, dignity and tranquility, as it offers guidance us not to reveal specifics of our. Additionally, it highlights the lives of others' significance of developing traits like as tact, humility, and perseverance. By adhering to these Stoic concepts that allow us to traverse the complexity of the contemporary world with integrity and grace, creating significant relationships and discovering contentment in our quest for leading a fulfilling life in an age at which excessive sharing and outside validation frequently rules our relationships. Stoicism acts as a timeless reminder that genuine happiness and morality originate from within. We appreciate you seeing ourselves. Video, we eagerly await your feedback. Of the 7 things you need not to do, tell people which one you find impressive. Most, just let us know in the comments. Area if you manage to locate this video. Helpful, kindly click and spread the word those you believe would profit from it. Remember to click the subscribe button. We hope that, if you haven't already, you will keep coming back to us to learn and expand collectively.